you can find by following the link below. This is just one piece of what it takes to build a marketing agency. So definitely go check out the course so you can watch everything in order. Thanks so much for being here. Hey guys, it's Keaton here. And when you start your marketing agency, you have two paths you can go down. Number one, you can think like short-term minded Sharon. That's what we're gonna call her today. Or number two, you can think like long-term minded Larry. So short-term Sharon, she thinks, how can I get this sale? How can I, make more money this month? How can I push this specific prospect over the edge into being a paying client, even if they cancel within 3 months? That's what short-term minded Sharon thinks. All she cares about is this month's numbers. On the other hand, long-term Larry, he thinks, how can I provide the most value to this customer? How can I set proper expectations with this client so that they're coming in with the right mindset to these campaigns? And how can I build a successful marketing agency that will stand the test of time instead of just focusing on this month's numbers? So let's take an example, and we're gonna call him client Curtis. And Curtis has been working with long-term Larry and also short-term Sharon for 2 months at this point. Who do you think he's gonna be the most understanding with if the results aren't exactly where he wants them to be within 2 months of launching? Is he gonna be more understanding with long-term Larry, who set the proper expectation and said, hey, it might take some time to figure out what's going to work in your area and for your brand? Or will he be more understanding to short-term Sharon, who just said, yeah, we'll be able to get you a crazy ROI. This is what you can expect. Just really overpromised and then wasn't able to deliver on what she promised. Well, I think the answer is obvious, but the other thing that we need to talk about is that long-term Larry is going to act differently during those 2 months as opposed to short-term Sharon. Long-term Larry is going to bring on this client and he's going to treat them like they're his only client. He's going to treat them like he can't do any other marketing and he just has to get results for this one client, because if they don't see the results, then he knows there's going to be negative word of mouth going around about his agency, and he doesn't want that. Short-term Sharon is going to sell this client on and then is just going to forget about him basically and go get the next client and just churn like that. So when it comes to have this review call, maybe 2 months into the campaign, the client is going to come to long-term Larry and be like, you know what, you've been working really hard. I can tell you guys always get back to me really quickly. I can tell you've been testing a ton of different things on the account. Your team has been really on it. You've been really accepting of the feedback that I've sent you guys. And it's okay. I know you're working your hardest on this. Let's just keep going and see where things turn out. I know you guys are working hard. And, even if it doesn't work out long-term, I know that you guys did everything you can. And, maybe it's just not the right fit for my area or my brand to run these types of ads, and I'll have to go to a different platform. That's okay. The same client would be having a very, very different conversation with short-term Sharon. Hey, I brought you guys on so that you could give me results. You gave me a lot of promises, and all I've seen is just like slow responses from your team. Everything I've tried to suggest hasn't really been implemented or heard. I understand if you don't want to implement all of my ideas, obviously you're the marketing expert, but I just kind of feel like your team doesn't care about me as a client. And there's been multiple times where you promised things would be finished by a certain date and they weren't finished by that date. I'm just really not feeling comfortable with this relationship. Aside from the results, I just don't believe you guys will do anything at this point because you've lied to me so many times. Kind of crazy, right? The difference just in these short-term versus long-term minded agency owners. Now let's fast forward maybe 2 to 3 years and see what we think short-term Sharon and long-term Larry will be doing with their brands. So in the last 2 or 3 years, Sharon has spent all her time learning how to market her marketing agency better. So she's gotten a better website for herself. She's been doing a lot more promotion for herself, just trying to get as many clients on board as possible, as quickly as possible, to make up for all the people that are leaving every single month. On the other hand, Larry, he spent most of his time, instead of marketing, investing in masterminds, seminars, coaches to help him improve results and improve the customer experience when a client comes on board. So everything is systematized. The customer understands what to expect. The expectations are set correctly. And then also the results are a lot better because he found when he wasn't able to get results for any given client, he started working with a white label agency who would come in and run the ads, and he was able to watch and really improve his processes for running ads for clients. And he's lost a lot less clients because of his focus on results. Now let's pretend both of these agencies are very niche down. They've followed the advice on this channel and they've picked one niche and just gone after that. Let's say short-term Sharon, she's in the remodeling niche, people who do house remodeling, and long-term Larry, he is in the dog training niche. These dog trainers can actually get paid quite a bit. I have a friend that started out in that niche, didn't end up going there long-term, but he's found a lot of success in the dog training niche. And Sharon, she's been in the remodeling niche. So, after 2 to 3 years, both of them have kind of built a name for themselves within each of these separate industries. What do you think is going to happen when Sharon, for example, starts turning on ads to promote her agency and try to get more remodeling companies into her agency. Or what's going to happen when Larry does the same thing, he turns on ads and tries to get more dog trainers into his agency. This is what's going to happen. The minute somebody sees that ad, if they don't know who they are, it's probably like a 50-50 chance that they'll click, depending on where they're at with their business, what they're looking for, all those kinds of things. But if they have heard of these companies before, everything, them clicking on the ad, opting in, and potentially becoming a customer, all of that depends on what they have heard about these individual agencies. Sharon has churned out 50, 60, 70 clients who were unhappy, didn't have good results, didn't want to keep working with her. On the other hand, Larry has gone a lot slower. He's only churned out about 10 clients total in 2 to 3 years, and they all left on really good terms. And he's just focused, hyper-focused on getting good results for every client that he has on board. So he's got less clients total that he's worked with, but each of them have had really good results, and he's had really good relationships with them. What do you think is going to happen when they turn on those ad campaigns? Obviously, Larry's going to be the one that has more successful ad campaigns. Sometimes we look at our marketing in any given space, and if no one knows about us, obviously this doesn't apply, but if we've been in business for a while, our brand precedes us, our reputation precedes us, and you only get one of those. One of the most successful agency owners I've ever spoken to, they're doing $500,000-$600,000 a month, and he said, we spent the first 2 to 3 years of our agency just focusing on getting insane results for every single client that came on board, being obsessed with our reputation, obsessed with the expectations we gave, and that served us really well, because when we finally niched down and just went after one specific market, we've built a really good name for ourselves, and we knew how to get results for them. On the other hand, short-term Sharon's ads, they aren't doing well at all, and she's like really stressed because she's churning so many clients out of her agency all the time. Guys, the biggest problem with the make money online space is people make it seem like you can be an overnight success. It's a get-rich-quick scheme. You don't have to actually run the ads. You don't have to know anything. All you have to do is get the clients, outsource everything, and you can, sip mimosas on the beach and just not care about anything. I wish that was the case. That would be really nice. I also wish ice cream made me more healthy, but it doesn't. And that's how business works as well. The more you work on getting better results for your customers, the better your agency is going to do in the long run. Now, I know a lot of you don't even have your first client yet, and so it's necessary to get that first client before you even can get them results. And that's what a lot of my other videos are about. And I'm also going to release a lot more videos about how to get results, because obviously this is the most important part of your agency. But for those of you who are just starting out, I want you to know that you don't have to set sky-high expectations to get your first client. You can point to other industry experts, what they've done, and say, hey, we might be able to get some of what they've done. I'd love to give you a discount, or I'd love to run some ads for free for you to get some experience, and we'll see what the results are. Don't promise anything that you can't fulfill on, because that reputation is going to come back to bite you 2-3 years down the line if you really pursue this business model seriously. So in conclusion, I want to talk about the 4 things that you really need to have your agency succeed. And the more I think about how to help somebody succeed with an agency, the more it just comes down to these 4 things. The first one is deal flow. You just need sales calls coming through. You need sales happening so that you have people to test things with and get results for. There's no way around it. You need that. It's the chicken or the egg. This has to come first before you can get anyone results. You have to have a client. Next, you have to have good expectations with that client. That's set on the sales call, it's set with the agreement. I have videos on the agreement that you can send to your clients. Definitely go check that out, because it's a game changer when people expect the right thing. Thirdly, you need really good results for your clients. It doesn't matter if you set great expectations and you have a bunch of people coming into your agency. If you can't get them results, you end up like short-term Sharon, just churning clients left and right. And pretty soon everybody's heard about you and they've heard bad things. And so they're not going to have success. And so getting them on board with your agency is going to be a lot tougher than if you had gotten great results for all your clients. And then the last thing is communication. When things don't go right, you have to know how to articulate to your customers why they didn't go right, what you're trying, and calm their fears so that they feel like you're actually working on their account. You feel like they matter to you. That communication piece is really important, and in some ways can be more important than results for certain clients, because some clients, believe it or not, don't sign up to get the best results or make the most money. They sign up for other reasons, and you need to be able to understand them and communicate to them your goals and understand their goals so that you guys can have a good long-term relationship. I know it sounds weird that people sign up not to make money, but it's true. Some people sign up just because they want to scratch the itch of running ads, and if if you're trying to annoy them by talking to them all the time or getting on a bunch of meetings with them, sometimes they don't want that, and that's okay. You just have to make sure that your communication skills are constantly improving so that you know how they want to be helped, and then B, how to help them. And guys, also what I want to say here, I promise you, when you focus on these 4 things, but especially those results, especially those expectations and the communication, you're going to have a quadratic effect of referrals within your business. Think about it. If every single person comes into your business, refers one person, then you have exponential growth, and you don't even have to worry about marketing your own business because the results speak for themselves. Now, you will have to market to get that initial subset in, but if 1 refers 1, 2 refer 2, 3 refer 3, etc., you're gonna grow at an exponential rate, and you're gonna have a lot more success than you would otherwise. Guys, thanks so much for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please share it with a friend, leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next video. Also, check out that free course. Thanks so much. Bye.